Hi, I'm Idris Ibrahim, and this is AlphaLens AI. The biggest challenge with AI in trading isn't intelligence, it is trust. Most trading bots act like black box. They tell you buy or sell, but they never explain why in a real market, and that's unacceptable. This is AlphaLens AI. Instead of building another trading bot, I built an explainable trading agent, one that reasons like an analyst, but operates with discipline, transparent, and control. At the core of AlphaLens is an AI reasoning layer powered by Gemini API. The agent engages unstructured market information, earnings transcripts, news headlines, and narrative content. Rather than simple keyword sentiment, it evolves management tool, guidelines and change, exceptional gaps, narrative rigs, signals. Every output is structured trade. These include direction, confidence level, and key drivers. Nothing is hidden. Every signal explains its own reasons. And this is the configuration page. AlphaLens is designed as an agent track system, not a chatbot and not a black box. The AI does not execute blindly. It operates in 3 sandbox modes supported by C fields, which are adversary, semi-automated, or fully automated, and they are here. So if it is semi-automated, that means AI propose human confirms, and if it is fully automated, AI executes within strict constraint, and if this adversary mode, AI recommends humans execute. So you can go ahead and make changes. We have the slippage here, and then the other settings, that's the risks that it checks. You can go ahead and make some changes and then save. It's going to be saved. Next I have is the analytics. This way we are going to see the win and loss ratio, the average return per trade, the risk adjust matrix, and a lot more. So let's go ahead and get the news and feed. So here I'm going to search Nvidia. I'm going to use stock market of Nvidia, and then we start AI analyze. So it's going to analyze 3 websites. That's polygon.io, alpha package, I think. Yeah, almost 3 websites to get the news, and then the news will now be transferred to Gemini to check the rules, to check the risk rules, to check the guidelines rules, and then if it passes, it's going to display the news down here, and then we are going to have the signal also, so whether to execute the trade or to reject the trade. So it is now analyzing. Let's give it a little bit time. So it has finished the analyzing. It has checked newsapi.org, polygon.io, and get these 10 new articles for Nvidia. So if you scroll down, we can now see them here. That's under the news, and then if they failed any of the rules, maybe the risk rules or the rule criteria, we can see that here in the audit trend. So the reason why this one passed is the reason it is AI that generated. All rigs check passed. So if you have anyone that do not pass the criteria, like this one, I think and it will tell you the reason why it fails. So we have one, I think we have almost 2. So, and if it passed the reason, you can see the full reason why it passed. That means it passed the criteria, and then we can now find them in the signal where we can execute the trade. Before we don't have anything here. So based on the news, we now have the signal. So under the signal, we can see the AI trade disease, and we can see the key insight, and then the key management, and then the future outline guidelines, and then the risk factor. And then so also this is the signal type, is it buy or sell, the AI confidence almost 98%, the position, and then when it was created, that's the date. So it checks the rule validation, it passed. It checks the risk check approved, so that means it passed. So we can either reject the trade or we can execute the trade. So let's go ahead and execute the trade. Let's say I execute the trade. We click OK. So the AI is now communicating with the C field sandbox. So once the trade is okay, it will now display trades okay. But if you have an error, maybe the slippage or other stuff, we cannot execute. So we can now see the trade approved for execution. So you see it disappears whether to reject or to approve. But if you go down, the next one, we can see we have the two buttons which we can either execute the trade. Sorry, I went for the first one. So you see whether to execute or to reject. So if you go back to our dashboard, we can now see that trade that we execute. So now is fetching from the AI, sorry, from the API, which is on real time. So we now have it. If you scroll down, we now see the today's trade. That's the first trade that we open. So if it's going to be on pending, so it's going to be pending. That's the limit. So once it opens, it's going to move to open position. So then we're going to have one position here open, and then we can execute the trade. AlphaLens AI is built for traders, researchers, and institutions that demand clarity. Every decision is traceable, every risk is controlled, every signal is explainable. This is AlphaLens AI, an expert in loop trading agent designed for trust, discipline, and real market relevance. Thank you for watching.